Hi, guys. I was going to tell you about this lesson that I had with the children about where is that? Yeah, with this score that has to do with something about what we were doing the other day. It was about quavers and crotchets and how we use those and how we then can use them in a rhythm and how we can add melody to that rhythm very easily. Well, not easily, but it's a work that's been progressing over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So the first thing that I do is I introduce the children to the scale. Now, the way to introduce the children to the scale is by having them sing, but maybe not sing the scale with do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, but actually have them do it in numbers. Because with numbers, you can change from one scale to the other without compromising the absolute pitch. Because I work with fixed do instead of movable do, because movable do is not going to help me when I'm playing the piano. It's not going to help me in my instrument. That's why I don't use movable do. But if you do, I mean, it's also a possibility. Now, when I begin playing, I begin harmonizing the scale. For example, I don't just ask them to sing something, but I ask them to do something while they're doing it. For example, and I'm just going to walk through the last lesson. We got a lot of these. These are dodgeballs actually, and they had to throw them up and down, up and down, up and down. That was it, with the music. Of course, there's a lot of things that I have to take into account. I have to ask them to be correct rhythmically. I have to see that their posture is okay. I have to check that they are actually throwing in the same height, the same way. There's a lot of things that you can correct during this stage of the exercise, but it's very enriching. Don't think that, okay, I gotta get through this. I gotta do, okay, so you did it. Oh yeah, it's kind of okay. So let's move on. No. You don't need to do that. You can begin working. You must do it in a way that they know it's important what they are doing. So that's what we do in the space. We just throw up and down. Second stage is walking while throwing up and down. So we do this. Bum, 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 da-dum, dee-dum, ba-dum. So one step you throw, and the other step you catch. And it's important that you do it exactly like that, because that's going to give you structure. And sometimes you're going to see kids that are running or that are walking too slow. You just go up and you do it with them. And it takes time. It's not going to be in 5 minutes or even 10 minutes. Or maybe sometimes it's not going to take only one class. You're going to do this, and then you're going to do another exercise. And you might notice that, well, I didn't get to do what I was actually wanting to do in the end. So I guess I'll just have to, you just have to make sure that they have the skill available to do that. So imagine if they cannot throw and catch a ball, how are you expecting them to grab a violin the proper way or sit at the piano the proper way? Work on this. Work on the ball. Work on the stepping. Work on listening to the music. That's going to be so much more meaningful to them and much more useful to them in the long run. But really, really get into it. Remember, we have to build that first step. And let me show you what I mean by that first step. Let me turn this around and yes, what I mean by that first step is this. So this is my first step. Okay, I can continue working on this all day long, all class long, and it's going to help me develop my second step, and then my third one, and fourth, and fifth, and so on and so on. But if I'm just doing an empty ladder, if I just want to do this because it's faster, then all of this part right here, it's empty and it's gonna fall apart. So I don't want it to fall apart. I want this. I want this kind of staircase that's sturdy, that's really, really strong. So remember to build your first step. So forget about this. I mean, because you need, if you want to get here, if you want to get to up here, you need to step here and step here. And if you want those steps to work well, then all of this has to be well worked. So remember, don't forget about your first step. That's the most important thing. All right, so after we did this, blum, blum, the throwing up and down and walking with it, then I began asking them to sing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And why are we singing 1 again? Well, and these guys, they know because we had do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So, oh, it's because we repeat the do, so we repeat the 1. All right. If they don't know that, then they're just gonna have to trust you. So 1, 2, you can also say 8, but it's not really much of a problem. 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when we're going up, I ask them to walk forward and throw. And when we're walking backwards, when we're going descending, we walk backwards. 8, 7, 6. But when we walk forward, we do 1. Sorry, let me get the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's slower when I'm going backwards because it's more dangerous. That's it. That's the only reason why when we go backwards, we're doing it slower, so that they're aware of their surroundings. All this is going to help them get a better tone, not worry so much about singing the scale, but actually singing it right. And then we can say, okay, when are you throwing the ball? And say, when? Well, when? And someone would say, when we sing. When you sing the note, that's when you throw the ball. 1. And where do you catch the ball? Oh, well, on the next step. So they are conscious about it. And then I put them in a circle and we do the same thing. But this time we don't walk. We're just in the circle, we're just seeing each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7. We do the same thing. The idea is for everybody to see everybody and to feed off of that. So that's an important thing also, for them to see the others, even though they're working, they're working individually. Then the class that I had with this theme was this. We had this, actually, let me show you this first. Where I told them, okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Can you sing that? And they were like, 1, 2, 3. No, singing it. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what you just sang is 1, 2, 3. Why did I write like that? This is for children that already know a little bit about the rhythms. And they can say, oh, well, because the 3 is the longest one. That's why you wrote it like that. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's it. So what if I did this? What if I wrote... wait, let me change my pen because this is just dreadful. If I do... 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, I don't sing it. I don't sing it, I don't say anything. I just will go. All right, ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. The idea is for them to sing it alone. You don't do it. They do. They make mistakes. They're not gonna get it the first time, maybe, but it's important that they learn it by themselves. Then you can say, all right, cool, so what about this one? And then they go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and so on and so forth until I get to this one. And then they go, okay, so now we can read it. And we begin reading it. I pass out the sheets, and then they see it, and that's it. That's the whole lesson. All right? Well, and of course, obviously, I did it in a very, very short amount of time, less than 10 minutes with you guys. Okay, so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. All right?